Okay, so let's have a little look at what's inside the Soap Business Bootcamp. It has been rewritten because I just felt that it was no longer relevant for 2024, which is fast approaching, and it needed to be more structured and set you up for what needs to come after the initial startup phase if you would like to be successful, which obviously we all do. So when you get to your dashboard, yours won't look quite like this. Mine's got the Soap Suite menu down the side, but you'll see this here, which is the entry point into the course. So you just need to click on that. This is the silver version. There is 3 different versions, but they're all based on the silver. So there will be silver, which is everything but no extra Zoom. There's gold, which has everything but includes an hour Zoom call, and there's bronze, which is just the legislation side of things, so not how to set up a business and what's needed, but just the cosmetic legislation. But I'm going to show you this one because this is the one which covers the vast majority of everything you need. So when you come in here, all your lessons are down the side here. I know it looks really daunting at the moment, but I'll talk you through it very quickly. It's not as bad as it looks, I promise. First thing first, it's quite a lengthy video from me. I won't bore you with that now because I think it's one of those things that you either will watch or you won't. It's really interesting from a perspective of how I started my business and how it took off and all the obstacles that I had along the way. And it's those obstacles that have led to me creating this course because I worked out what worked, what didn't, and what was a must have or must do in the business. So if you have time, really, really recommend that you do watch that. The next one is a how to use the bootcamp video, which again is vital. I would recommend you do have a little look at that because it talks you through how the ecosystem works. And then you'll have the learning objectives, and this is what you'll get out of the course. And I'll just very quickly skim through it. So it's all about why niche is important, why you need an ideal customer, what branding is, how it impacts your business and where to start, introduction to Canva, which is a really useful tool if you don't already use it, trademarking, how to decide what you will sell and make, and making sure they're aligned with your target audience, what to package your products in, and that all is very dependent on your target market, how to price your products for profit, basics of social media, where to sell, SEO, and you do need to have a bit of a grip on SEO, the basics of tax, legislation which applies to the sale of soap, and I've put this right down the bottom, and you're probably thinking that this is the bit that I really need to know, when in actual fact the legislation is the easy bit. It's really black and white. It's the rest of it all this bit up here is the bit which will decide if you're successful later on, not getting the legislation right, because that's very black and white. So then I talk you about how to do all the legislation aspects. And then there's a chapter that I've added in about animal products as well. So first section is niche and ideal customer, a video, what, why and how, and then there's my worksheet which will help you to work out where your niche will be, and it's based on these kites analysis. So it's knowledge, interests, talents, experience and skills, and if you can hang your business off one of these, it will change everything for you. So for me it was dog grooming, and it just gave me all the content that I needed to talk to my client base and come up with things for social media, come up with blog posts, and that's what it's all about. I then come up with some niche ideas. There's an ebook also looking at customer avatar and a workbook for that. And we start off with niche because that is where it all begins. If you haven't got that in place, you won't be able to do the rest of it. So then we look at branding, and then how to do it. Brand board is a template which we can use, and I give you some tools on how to do that, and also put you in the right direction for some websites which might be able to help you, and also give you a video on how to use Canva for logos, flyers, business cards and soap labels. Then trademarking. Now trademarking is really important. It's one of those things that you might think you don't need, when in reality small businesses need it more than anyone else. So I'll talk you through how to do that. Deciding what products you will sell. Again, you might think that this is set in stone, when in actual fact it will depend on your niche and your target market. And here we also have a really amazing offer from MAF Cosmetics, and he helps us by coming up with some bundles, which he gives us at a really, really good price. So here we've got a cold processed soap bundle for £50, and then he's giving us 2 other bundles for these products, which are at £130, £135 off the price, and they're done in this way so that you have products that are relatively easy to make in the second stage, but can be a higher profit. And then the next stage are popular products, but can be a bit trickier to make, slightly lower lower profit. But again, they are all ones that you could tweak to suit your niche and target market. You might not use 1 or 2 of them. You may do just for Christmas. But it gives you a really wide range of products and at a much cheaper price. So that's a really, really great bundle from Michael and Math. And to access these, you need to use the links that I'll provide you with. Then we go on to packaging, and again, it's linked to your niche and your ideal customer. So I talk you through what to look at for that, what your options are, and also I show you how to make belly bands in Canva and give you a template. Pricing for profit, really, really tricky topic, and not everyone gets this right. So I talk you through that. I've also provided you with a spreadsheet, which is a Google Drive one, for a unit cost calculator. And also, I don't use this spreadsheet because I can't, but it's if you need help with managing your stock inventory and stock control. So if you like spreadsheets, you've got those spreadsheets as tools as well. Social media basics, I'll talk you through how to look at that and which ones you need to be on, depending on your niche and your target market. Where to sell your products, this is a biggie because it's quite off-putting to think about going to a website, but actually there's a lot of pluses for a website and against for things like Etsy, and I'll talk you through all of that and costings as well. And then SEO is search engine optimization, and it's really about the words that you use on your website, in your marketing, in your social media, and making sure that they are targeting your ideal customer. There's an input on tax from Gemma Hurd, who's an accountant. Then we move on to the bit which you probably thought you actually needed before I've told you about all of this. And that's the selling your soap legally. So in here are videos on how to do all aspects of it, from applying for your assessments to creating your product information file, uploading products to the portal, getting your labelling right, having a GMP, what else, allergens, record sheets for batches, and then what you need to do under CLP for the dog, horse and animal products. That's not quite as easy as you might think it is. There is a blog on that as well on my Dog and I website, but I have signposted you in the right direction for somebody that might be able to help with that. So overall, it will cover everything from getting started, what to do, in what order, resources to help you with that. Bottom line is, I cannot do the work for you. You have to do all the work. And I've given you quite a comprehensive insight as to what is in this course, because if you don't want to do all the work, I don't want you to buy the course because I feel that it's not the right course for you. My aim really here is to set you up to be able to then move on to the next stage, which a lot of my ladies do. They come and join me in the soap suite and we move on to talk about things like wholesale and email lists, and this groundwork will put you in really good stead for that. But until you've done all this, you can't do the next stage. So that is the thought process behind this sort of strategy, as it were. But it is a lot of work, and I know that lots of you might think, oh, I just want to make soap and take it to the local craft market, and that's fine. You can do that, in which case just go for the bronze version of this if you need help with the legislation. But my aim here is to help you if you want to go beyond that and maybe turn your soap business into a large proportion of your income, or even replace your income. So that is the structure and the strategy and the mindset behind the course. Any questions about that, just give me a shout, and hopefully that's been really helpful for helping you decide if this is right for you or not.